think we're live.
Like right now?
Could be. It's hard for me to tell.
Folks, if you can hear me or see me, sorry for the technical difficulties here. We did all sorts of tests before we went live today, and everything was good. And 3.5 minutes into our live stream, we ran into a brick wall. So hopefully this alternate situation will work for us. I don't think our video fidelity is going to be quite what we're used to seeing, so please do bear with us this week. And if I could get some confirmation from someone out there in internet land and confirm that you can both see and hear us, I would sure appreciate that an awful lot. And while I wait for that confirmation, I'm just going to keep on jabbering as if people can hear me.
No, we should be good. I've got it on.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we are back, and we're taking a look at some recent arrivals that we have gotten over the course of the past couple of weeks. And as I mentioned the first time around, if you folks caught it, it's been a couple of weeks since we've been able to come live to you folks. So we are very glad to be back and very glad to have you folks join us, as we always are. And the first guitar that I wanted to kind of focus in on a little bit today was a beautiful Lowden. This is a 70th birthday, sort of a special edition guitar for George Lowden. And what the folks at Lowden did to commemorate George's 70th birthday was that they said, George, we're going to do a very limited run of guitars, and you get to pick the tone woods that we choose, or that we use for this project. And we were lucky enough to get an F50 built with some pretty special woods here. You can see a master grade alpine spruce top on this guitar. Let's switch that camera real quick there. Thank you very much. Beautiful, just extra blonde. Very, very sweet. Very perfect alpine spruce top. They don't call it master grade for nothing, and that's exactly what this is. Just a beautiful blonde top there. And the back and sides on this guitar are a master grade set of that amazing, amazing ancient bog oak. Look at that stuff. Perfectly quarter sawn. Just some really neat, gradation from lights to darks there. Beautiful sides as well. Nice dark sides. There is some figuring, especially in those lighter areas there. I don't know if we're going to capture that, but there is some cool figuring, especially in those lighter areas. Really, really neat. And as part of the limited nature of these guitars, they also did a special commemorative inlay all the way down at the 12th fret. You can see that LXX inlay commemorating that's Roman numeral for 70 there for George's 70th birthday. Just a neat touch. The body of the guitar is all bound in koa. You can see that beautiful koa forearm bevel. I think especially in the F body style, having that forearm bevel is a nice thing. It's not too huge of a guitar, but it's big enough to have that extra sort of wrap around there for your forearm is certainly a nice feeling. The bog oak, man, is just such an unbelievably balanced wood tonally. Certainly has those nice rich lows, but Great mids, great sparkle up in the trebles. Nothing is lacking in this guitar at all. She keeps on ringing. Folks, this is the Lowden F50, the special edition limited George Lowden 70th, I keep wanting to say anniversary, 70th birthday guitar. Excellent, excellent piece here. Beautiful as well. Again, that bog oak, man, that is really cool looking stuff. Love that grain. Have a new guitar come in yourself? I'd love to hear about it. Do you have a new guitar in the works?
We were frozen again the past few seconds, so I think we should be back. Yeah, we're back. We did have a couple comments, questions. So Colin Logan was asking if we're going to see a video on your new Ryan.
Colin, yes, absolutely we are. In fact, I don't know if you can see it to my right over here to your, would that be your left, Hondro? Yes. It's all the way over there to the right. I've actually purposely been keeping it here in the shop to find some time to record it. It's been a difficult thing, honestly, lately, but we are going to record that, and it needs to be heard more than it has been already. And I got to tell you, even in the short amount of time that I've had that guitar, it's starting to unlock itself in ways that are very satisfying to hear. Just the sonic depth and the long ring that a guitar like that is going to have is, boy oh boy, it's inspiring stuff. Doing all sorts of stuff with it that I just haven't ever played on another guitar before. So that's proof that the inspiration is certainly there. Folks, keeping with the theme of recent arrivals that we've received in the last couple of weeks here, we've got a gorgeous, fully decked out Collings guitar here. This is a 42 style D3. This is kind of the full dress that Collings does here. Fair amount of inlay on this guitar and ornamentation. Some really, really choice tone woods on this guitar as well. You can see the top of the guitar is a torrified, or what Collings would refer to as a baked Adirondack spruce top. Very nice golden color. Nice tight grain as well. Very, very nice torrified Adirondack spruce top. And again, like I said, the 42 style treatment, you can see the abalone shell going all the way around the top. Real colorful sparkle there. Around the fingerboard extension there at the end of the neck, as well as around the sound hole on the rosette there. Really nice detailed inlay work. And if you look at the face of the fingerboard there, you can also see those 45 style snowflakes, just super, super classic, old 45 style snowflakes. And then also all the way up top on the headstock is, I think, the best torch in the business. Collings does my very, very favorite torch outside of the actual, Martin torches that were done back in the day, which are pretty hard to find nowadays. So I think Collings does the most crisp and I think accurately colorful representation of that torch headstock inlay. If I ever order myself a Collings guitar, you better believe it's going to have a torch on it. We shall not neglect the back and sides of this guitar. What we've got here, if I can handle it without dropping it, is a beautiful set of dark East Indian rosewood. We'll switch that camera one more time there. Beautiful set of East Indian rosewood. Nice color, a little bit of reds in there. And that mosaic back strip. Nice colorful back strip on the, going right down the center of the back. But that's a rich, dark set of rosewood. Beautiful set, indeed. And with these materials, Collings is very capable of making a fine sounding and a very powerful guitar, and that's exactly what this is. Throaty mids in there, boy. It's got an attitude to it for sure. And the traditional series guitars from Collings are a rather lightweight build style. There's not a whole bunch of extra stuff or layers of, protective this or that on the traditional series guitars. They are spraying straight up nitrocellulose lacquer onto the wood. They get that wood perfectly sanded, perfectly leveled. They don't put any extra filler in it. They don't put any, base coat down. They're literally spraying lacquer straight up onto wood on these traditional series guitars, and you can certainly feel and experience the resonance of the result of construction like that in these guitars. And again, you can hear, boy, the mids. I think if we were to just keep playing this for about 15-20 minutes, this whole thing would start just growing too. These Adirondack spruce dreadnoughts have a way of doing that. You just give them 15-20 minutes of play, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what is this thing doing? You can hear this thing's gonna be a lively machine for sure. Beautiful. That's the D42 traditional from Collings. We waited a long time. We ordered this thing a long time ago. If you folks know anything about the Collings lead times right now, you've got to be patient if you want a Collings guitar and it's not in stock somewhere. So we're super happy to have that in the store right now. I don't think it's going to stick around for a terribly long time, if I had to guess. As I said, folks, we're simply taking a look at some of the recent arrivals that we've gotten in the past couple of weeks. We realize that we have not been live with you folks in the last couple of weeks, so we're anxious to do exactly what we're doing right now. We're anxious to hear from you, so if you have any questions or new recipes I need to know about, you're on.
I do have a question from Kyle Cease.
Kyle?
Yep. He asked, what acoustic or even top backside wood would you recommend for someone who likes big ambient chords, hybrid picking, and likes access past the 12th fret?
That's a good question. One of the first guitars that would come to mind for Kyle there would be a Santa Cruz fingerstyle model. That's got a very accessible cutaway up there. From a tone wood combination standpoint, ambient chords. Give me a couple more adjectives that he threw in there.
Yeah, let's see. Big ambient chords, hybrid picking, and likes access past the 12th fret.
Yeah, boy. Something like a Santa Cruz fingerstyle. Even if you did their base version of that, which is Western Red Cedar over East Indian Rosewood. Boy, that would be a heck of a guitar for what you're describing. Of course, you could do other things like, Redwood over Cocobolo would give you a little bit more dramatic sound than the East Indian Rosewood. It kind of depends on how many dollars you might be prepared to spend. The tone wood thing can make a rather accessible guitar inaccessible quickly. If you upgrade 1 or 2 tone woods on the guitar, it can change the whole price structure rather quickly. So that if you have a range that you're working within, that would be at least helpful to know to make some real suggestions for you. But again, off the top of my head, Santa Cruz fingerstyle, it's a super light guitar. They ring forever, so doing those big open chords, that's exactly, the stuff like that I just want to ring forever. The fingerstyle models are great for that. The guitar I'm holding would be a very fine candidate, I think, for what you're referring to as well. The guitar I actually just picked up is a Kevin Ryan. This is the, what is this, a Paradiso? It sure is, the Paradiso Grand Concert. We actually just got this one in a couple days ago, I guess. This guitar has some amazing wood on it as well. You can see a master grade, switch that camera there, master grade bear claw Sitka spruce on this guitar, and boy, oh boy, is that bear clawed. Really, really deep dimension and figure. Look at that. Very, very cool. Holographic, for sure. For sure. Look at that. Wow. So, master grade bear claw Sitka spruce on the top of this guitar. We'll take a look at the back real quick. You might think this looks like a fabulous set of Koa. And I would agree. It certainly looks like a fabulous set of Koa. However, it is actually a fabulous set of Tasmanian blackwood. Very similar characteristics to Koa in my experience with the Tasmanian blackwood. Not only in the appearance, but also in the tonality. I think, if anything, the Tasmanian blackwood guitars that I've had the opportunity to play have just a little bit more enthusiasm in the bass response, and I think this guitar is just an exceptional example of that. You folks might know Griffin, that does a lot of the electric guitar videos for us here in the shop. When this guitar came in and he unboxed it, he yelled at me and said, "Matt, you've got to come see this Ryan that just came in." And I guess that was just yesterday, actually, now that I'm thinking. And we picked it up and we both played it, and we're just looking at each other like, which one of us is going to buy this guitar? If only it were so easy. That is a sound there. A fabulous sound. Again, that's master grade Bear Claw Sitka Spruce over Tasmanian Blackwood. Not a toned wood combination that you hear about every single day of the week, but boy, oh boy. I would sure take it. And this has some nice little touches on it as well. It's not anything ridiculously over the top in terms of ornamentation at all. Let's take a look at some of the inlays and features on this thing there, Handra. So you can see the rosette there is a wideband wood rosette, which is also, of course, Tasmanian Blackwood, matching the back and sides. And if we can get close enough to actually see it, you can see that both sides of that wood paneling is lined in that Powa shell as well, which is also lining the perimeter of the top of the guitar. So well coordinated there. And then on the fingerboard, we did the Diamante inlay, if that can be seen. There we go. Just a nice petite inlay. Again, it's not your tree of life, super huge inlay theme. It's not that Ryan really even does a whole lot of that, but just a nice, delicate, and I think kind of almost nostalgic. It almost reminds me sort of in a way of like from a distance for sure, of the old, Martin diamonds and squares kind of inlay theme. It's not the same thing, but from a distance, it kind of has a similar vibe as a kind of a classic Martin. Very nice sound. Wow.
So JPN Company asked or said that they'd be interested in hearing a Wayne Henderson D18.
Oh, yeah, me too. Who was that? I'm sorry.
JPN Company.
JP and Company says he would love to hear a Wayne Henderson D18, and I would too. If you have a lead on one, let me know, because you don't tend to see a ton of Wayne's guitars out there. They're known for being bluegrass machines, so I would not be the individual who would be the guy to showcase what that guitar is capable of. I've got friends for that.
And Jim Barely said that a couple of weeks ago he ordered a Fairbanks 13 fret F20 with
Awesome.
a reclaimed 150-year-old redwood top curly mahogany back and sides.
Whoa.
150 years.
Can I come visit you, Jim? Holy. Tell me the top again. Sinker redwood?
Reclaimed 150-year-old redwood top,
Awesome.
and then curly mahogany back and
Oof.
sides.
Oof. That's going to be frightening. Yeah, I'm actually waiting on a whole slew of guitars from Dale Fairbanks right now. I've got a bunch of stuff on order with him. I hate to say, Jim, I don't have anything quite that exquisite sounding on order is what you've got coming, but. Right along, folks, we've got a beautiful Preston Thompson. This is a SLCMA. This is the Adirondack Spruce. Let's take a look at this Adirondack Spruce on this guitar. Very nice Adirondack top, no run out whatsoever. Nice and clean, nice and consistent. Great looking red spruce top there. Beautiful set of Cuban mahogany on the back and sides of this. Very, very nice set of Cuban mahogany. Beautiful stuff. And this is the kind of the slope shoulder dread, think J45 kind of guitar, 14 fretter. We often do the SLCMAs with a sunburst top, but I really Got to say, Thompson has an awfully nice stash of red spruce there in their shop, and I thought, we need to do something with kind of a more natural top. So we put the lightest possible sort of aging toner on this top, and I tell you, it's so subtle that and natural looking that I really like how this turned out. Powerful, and again, that punchy, just kick you in the throat mid-range. Really nice. Folks are ever wondering why we cannot keep these guitars in stock, that's the reason why right there. the sound. Man, that I hope you folks can feel that bass through your speakers, because such incredible note separation. Just that. Spruce and mahogany, man. It's people look past it too often, and I'll tell you, it's amazing what you can get out of good spruce and good mahogany, just built the good way.
So Jim says he was at the Fairbanks shop yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And apparently that Fairbanks and Iris share the same shop.
Exactly
at
right.
Allied Woods.
Yep.
Says they're swamped right now.
I believe it. I hope they're building us guitars. I hope that's why they're swamped.
Yeah. And
no, Iris has taken off in such a way I think nobody expected. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. I just think it's like, they're doing it right. The rate at which they're coming out with new models is mind blowing to me, to be honest with you. It takes some R&D to kind of make a new guitar, even if it's similar to a guitar that's been made by somebody else for the last 80 or 90 years. It's no small thing to tool up and say, okay, hey, we're going to make these now too. But every so often it seems like they're coming out with a whole different shape, a whole different size. Very cool stuff out of that small shop up there. Jim, I need to go visit them myself. I need to go up there and see Adam and see Dale and the whole crew up there, because we're overdue for sure. Anybody else at the moment?
Roeth was trying to figure out that tune that you were just playing. He's trying to learn.
Oh, yeah, that's a song I wrote. Boy, I wouldn't try to guess how long ago I wrote that. I put that on an EP, if you want to call it that I recorded in 2006. Boy, how old was I then? 21? Holy cow. Is that right? 2006? I don't know. I can't do math. Yeah, and it was, that song was written well before 2006, so I probably wrote that when I was, 18 or something. It's been around a while, and I've actually written about 400 other songs that sound exactly like that, because I use all the same chords. And folks, moving right along with our recent arrivals that we're taking a look at today. I've got one of the nicest Huss and Dalton guitars I believe I've ever had the opportunity to play in my lap right now. This is a standard OM from Huss and Dalton, only standard in its size and shape and scale length. We've deviated practically from every other standard feature from an OM that Huss and Dalton does there. Kimberly at Huss and Dalton is very, very good about keeping me well in the loop about special stuff, special woods, anything that they might be anticipating getting in that they are excited about. That's the stuff I want to know about, and Kimberly knows that. So she was kind enough to spoil me by showing me some of these woods before they were obviously in guitar form, and she allowed me to kind of pick and choose these woods and put them together. You can see the top that we've got on this guitar is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous Zinker redwood top, and talk about drama there. Look at all that contrast between the darks and the lights there. Gorgeous, gorgeous top. And the back and sides are a ridiculous set, if we can get enough light on it, of Madagascar rosewood. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. I'm sorry for the reflection, but that's how we're going to see it in the light here. Look at that beautiful Madagascar rosewood. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And the whole guitar is bound in a very curly koa binding. That's including the back strip on the guitar, but we did the body, the neck, all around the headstock. They did a really neat rosette here as well. I'm gonna ask you to do a close-up once again. If you look at that rosette, you can see that it's kind of their standard rosette in a sense, but they kind of canceled out the wood, where the redwood would typically be in here, and they replaced that with curly koa to match the binding on the guitar. So that's a pretty neat way of going about doing a very unique rosette that's still totally coordinated, nothing too terribly loud there or out of place for the sake of just being different. It really looks perfectly placed in there. It's just something I've never seen done in that way before. Very nice rosette. Of course, it's all the internals of this guitar. It's all Adirondack spruce bracing, all tuned by hand and scalloped by the folks there at Huss and Dalton. All of the internals of this guitar as well have been constructed using hot hide glue. So kind of all of the stuff, all the boxes that I would really want checked to ensure that you're going to have a very resonant guitar well into the future. And this thing is only going to, you know, of course, like anything else, open up more as it goes. But man, it has such a rich, thick sound to it. And I'll tell you, pairing, you know, these warm, sweet soundboards with these rich, you know, sweet sounding back sets is, it's addictive, I've got to say. These are some of my very favorite guitars, are the redwood and rosewoods. They have such a coziness to them, and especially if it's just an individual sitting down playing guitar by themselves, especially in an instrumental context. It's just, this is a satisfying sound here. That baby rings. Very responsive guitar. Well, folks, because we had a little bit of technical difficulty early on, we, for better or worse, we need to keep moving. I would love to spend the rest of the weekend with this one, though, I'll tell you honestly. Beautiful Huss and Dalton there. But we shall move on to something very different altogether. Another beauty from my friends at Ryan Guitars. Oh my goodness. This is one of the elusive Ryan 10-string guitars. If you're not familiar with what a 10-string is in the context of Kevin Ryan, just a real quick overview. Picture a 12-string. You have all the octave strings of a 12-string, but the non-octave strings on a 12-string being the high E and the B strings that are just doubled of the existing tuning that's there. Kevin sort of forewent those extra strings up on the high E and the B string. He then took the G string octave, that really, really extra thin G string, and he actually flipped it with the standard G string that would normally already be there. So what that results in is when you're playing fingerstyle on one of these, you actually really hear that octave on your upstroke, the same way you hear the octave on the downstroke on your low E string. So the direction that your finger is actually striking is actually picking up that octave note. Pretty brilliant for a fingerstyle focused, 10-string guitar. the woods of this guitar are exactly what I think they should be. Bear claw Sitka spruce on the top, which we will take a look at here real quick. Again, just terribly, terribly figured. Incredible. Really deep dimension to these bear claw Sitka tops from Ryan. Back and sides of this guitar, this is wildly, wildly awesome stuff here. Amazing, very high figure walnut on the back and sides of this guitar. I got to tell you, I want this. Just there's no other way to say it. I want this. Just a perfect tone wood combination for that extra sparkly octave stuff of a 10-string guitar. Just translates everything in a beautiful way. Keeps right on ringing. Love those 10 strings. I will have one of these someday. No doubt about it. Folks, we are rapidly nearing the end here. The last guitar that I've got for you is one of, at least recently, great popularity. I've actually sold several of this exact model before the guitars ever actually reached our store. They were already spoken for, and this is the first one that we've had in since the guitar I purchased last year that is actually available on the open market. This is the Froggy Bottom Model K Deluxe, the Will Ackerman signature model. I could go on about this guitar for the next 2 weeks. Hondro's not going to let me do that. He wants to go home, so I won't do that to any of us. But in my opinion, this is one of the nicest fingerstyle guitars and beyond that can be had right now. And I was going to say I would be proud to own one. I am proud to own one. What we've got here is the Model K. So sort of, while Michael Millard would not explain it to you in the same way, I'll take the liberty of saying picture sort of a J185, Gibson J185 size and shape guitar. That's about as similar as you're going to get to this for a normal everyday comparison size and shape-wise. You can see the very, very tight waist on this guitar, even though it does have a rather large lower bout, and kind of an average size upper bout. That waist is so tight, by the time it gets down on your leg, this upper bout is no longer sitting up real high anymore. So it's even though it's got a bigger butt end on it than like an OM would have or a triple O would have, it still is quite a comfortable guitar to play. I'm about 5'11", and I've got absolutely no problem comfortably getting around this guitar. And you know, the important part that makes this guitar the Will Ackerman signature model simply boils down to the wood. You are not going to find a Will Ackerman signature on it. It's not going to have an Will Ackerman signature down at the end of the fingerboard here. I hope somebody caught that. I'm joking, people. Come on. It really boils down to the wood on this guitar. What we have here is master grade red spruce, Adirondack spruce on the top. A gorgeous specimen, as they always are from Michael and his team there, Andy and Eric. And this is the stuff right here that it's kind of really all about. This is the 5A Madagascar rosewood. I got to tell you, I think this is the most beautiful set of Madagascar rosewood that I've seen. It is certainly, in my opinion, the most beautiful Madagascar rosewood we've had on the Will Ackermans, if you ask me. Again, that's one guy's opinion. Take that for what it's worth. You can see that abalone back strip going down the center of the back. Just a couple little areas of sapwood back there, but just extraordinary grain. Spider webbing all in there and everything. And of course the abalone rosette. In fact, before you switch that, Hondra, I want to just get a good look at that heel cap there as well. This is a Petrea Mitchell scrimshaw heel cap there, done in fossilized walrus ivory on that heel cap. And I don't know if you can see it all the way up there, but that's a snow-capped mountain scene. And I'll tell you, it almost looks like a micro-sized Bob Ross painting on the back of this guitar. So artwork within artwork, I do say. And man, oh man, the tone of this guitar. Can I buy a second one? Does that make any sense at all? And when I said fingerstyle and beyond, I mean way, way, way beyond. Again, I am not a bluegrasser. I'm not a rip-roaring singer-songwriter, so I don't really go there. But this thing will out-rhythm and out-flat pick a lot of guitars out there. So from a versatility standpoint, it doesn't only just play Will Ackerman songs. It does a whole lot of other good stuff as well.
It's also interesting to note that it's the only signature model that Froggy makes, right?
Very, very good point. So that's one thing that Michael Millard, for his entire career, was quite outspokenly against, was the attaching a name to an instrument to sell it. Basically, is kind of, to either promote the artist or to sell the guitar as an association with an artist. That's something Michael Millard has been openly against for basically his career as a luthier. There is a story behind why Will Ackerman has a signature model, and the short part of the story is that he is terribly good friends with Michael Millard. The slightly longer version of that story is the wood made with the wood that made this guitar is specifically the Madagascar rosewood, is wood that Will Ackerman actually assisted Michael Millard in acquiring. And I will not go into all the details of that. That'll take me way too long. Like I said, Hondro has to go home and do something. I don't know what. But that's a story that I will certainly share in the future. Really, really neat story between a couple of guitar geek buddies that eventually, several decades later, turned into these. So we need to talk about that. But the Model K Deluxe Will Ackerman signature, again, master grade red spruce and that 5A Madagascar rosewood. I've never seen anything better than this Madagascar rosewood for that material. This is just as best as it can possibly get as far as I'm concerned. And again, I know we're cutting this short. I could and have listened to this guitar all day long. But like I said, we're nearing the end of our day. Can I give him a surprise, Hondro?
Do it.
This was not the last guitar, folks. But I didn't know if time would allow. And for those of you who are still with us, I wanted to share something special with you that is not on our site yet, but will be. This is another Kevin Ryan Paradiso guitar. This is a very lightly used guitar that we just had come back in. It's not on the website yet. This is one of only 3 guitars that Ryan has ever built made with this back and side material. This is a ridiculous set of pale moon ebony on the back and sides of this guitar. You folks may have seen other builders out there building with what is referred to as pale moon ebony, sometimes black and white ebony. I've seen those guitars as well. I've never seen this wood look quite like this, though. This is about the most spider-webbed, most drastically figured set of this wood that I've seen. And the other sets that Ryan has on hand right now are pretty much all like this. It's like, what universe did this come out of? Much less what tree did it come out of? But very, very good sounding wood. And when they, when the folks at Ryan did the deflection testing on this wood, they said, this should be like off the charts, everything in a good way. Resonance, sustain, responsiveness, volume, and it absolutely is. We've got a master grade German spruce top, we've got a matching pale moon ebony wideband wood rosette on the guitar, and just some really gorgeous, tasteful shell inlay work as well. And say I've been playing this guitar most of the day today, and I'm not quite ready to put it down yet, man. Very sweet. I'm sorry for the small sample, folks. I know we can't sit here and play this for the next half hour, but just wanted to show this to you folks before it makes it live up to the website. Like I said, there's only been 3 Ryan guitars built out of this wood. I'm going to brag a little bit and pat myself on the back, and I'm going to say I've had the pleasure of selling all 3 of the guitars that Ryan has made with this wood. And I hope to sell this one again. We'll see. But an amazing little Paradiso grand concert here. Boy, oh boy. If money was no object. And on that note, folks, if we don't have any lingering questions or concerns, I think we're going to let you folks get off to your own weekend as well. We, once again, sincerely appreciate you folks joining us and contributing to the conversation as you always do. We will, I'm sure, be coming live to you again next week. I don't want to take another week off. I honestly was feeling a little bit lonely. So we'll come back to you guys next week. Jandro, any parting words?
Let's barbecue.
We didn't even talk about any freaking meat. Well, scratch this. We're going to delete this. This has been a waste. Folks, thanks for